5G has already brought us closer to a fully immersive digital world with blazing fast, ubiquitous connectivity and complex extended reality experiences. So what's left for 6G? And who decides what it is?
Tech Bytes.
For decades, mobile networking standards have been largely developed by a single organization, the 3GPP. The 3GPP formed after the world witnessed significant fragmentation with previous generations that left globetrotters scrambling to switch phones when traveling between continents. The first 3GPP standard, released in '99, was intended to be a global standard based on WCDMA. But due to a significant investment in competing technologies, a sister organization called the 3GPP2 was formed to drive CDMA as a third-generation technology as well. Although CDMA was widely deployed throughout North America, UMTS, based on WCDMA, was used pretty much everywhere else. Eventually, even North American operators adopted it. Through continuous standards development with operators, vendors, and partners, the 3GPP pushed LTE as their 4G champion, winning out over UMB and WiMAX, and for the first time in history, the world seemingly agreed on a common global standard. And talk about good timing. 4G opened the door for a mobile revolution that saw the world shift to a mobile-first economy. For the first time ever, operators started to make more money from data than from voice and messaging services, as users switched from talking to viewing. 4G opened the door for 5G, which was designed from the ground up to extend mobile data capabilities and apply them to industry with huge amounts of bandwidth, ultra-low latency, and massive connectivity. After 10 years in development, 5G saw its first commercial launch in 2019, keeping the pace between major releases at about a decade and offering speeds up to 100 times that of 4G. Today we stand a few years in to 6G development. The good news is that a lot of people, companies, and economies are taking notice. The potential bad news is that this new interest in mobile communications, if motivated by the wrong political or economical factors, rather than a common global benefit, could fracture the global standards we've become accustomed to. While 6G is still largely a wish list that includes more bandwidth, more spectrum, more coverage, and more connectivity, it's starting to become a bit of a battleground to wrestle market share away from incumbent vendors, and for some countries, an opportunity to establish larger roles in the development of the technology. The 3GPP will certainly continue along its path of global standards and continuing to evolve mobile infrastructure towards 6G. But with the more tense geopolitical environment that includes personal liberty, data security, and privacy, other organizations are forming that could lead us into a fragmented future. According to an IEEE Spectrum article, 5G and its predecessors have been successful because they've been universally implemented. 6G still has time to congeal, or not. Regardless of the complexities of domestic or regional requirements, the benefits of a single cohesive standard for mobile infrastructure are significant. Not only do they impact users, they also impact chip development, device manufacturers, telecom operator rollout, vendor selection, and potentially even entire industries. After a nearly 2-decade absence, the US launched the Next G Alliance to strengthen US leadership in 6G, and it takes a holistic approach with the goal to consider societal drivers like connecting the unconnected and bringing mobile to industries previously left out of the fray. Meanwhile, Hexa-X in Europe has positioned itself as a flagship for 6G vision and recognizes Europe and the world will face opportunities and challenges of growth and sustainability of tremendous magnitude. This includes green energy, digital inclusion, and the assurance of health and safety. With countries now aware of the power of mobile networking and more engaged than ever in the development of a digital-first economy, big investments from the likes of China, the US, South Korea, Japan, Germany, and even Singapore mark their national intention to play a bigger role in the race to develop future communication standards or at least put a mobile-first spin on their digital economy endeavors. Having more minds will definitely increase innovation and will drive the digital economy. But if different regions, much less different countries, find themselves at odds with 6G standards or policies, the concept of global standards could disintegrate. Now more than ever, with everyone and their dog hopping on the bandwagon for 6G, let's hope that a common global standard can at least make sure everyone is playing the same song. Thanks for watching.
Tech Bytes.
Are you supposed to be on or off the bandwagon? And what the heck is a bandwagon?